Hey pals, hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel. Something that might be on a lot of your New Year's resolutions lists or your goals for 2019 lists is to meditate more or to start meditating. This is something that has become really popular in recent years, and that is a great thing. We all know how good meditation is. It reduces stress, it improves your sleep, it increases your attention span. Like, our attention spans are so short when we're just looking at our phones all day. It helps to broaden that, and it helps you to notice and to challenge negative self-talk and negative thoughts. You might just think it is just sitting on top of a mountain and humming and levitating, but it is really way more simple than that. I did a mindfulness-based stress reduction course as part of my degree, and since then I haven't really been doing it, so it's kind of my resolution this January, this year, to get back into it and to do it more consistently. And there are tons of different ways you can meditate, so there will definitely be a way that suits you best. So first of all, there are different positions you can be in while you're meditating. The traditional seated meditation, whether that's on a floor, on a yoga mat, on a chair, is one of the options. But I really didn't get on with this option. It really hurt my neck to keep my body in an upright position for that long. But if you find it comfortable, then by all means go ahead. In this position, it's just important to make sure that your back is straight, your shoulders are relaxed and down, and you can actually tip your chin a little bit to support your neck a little bit more. I much prefer lying down meditation, so this can be in your bed under your covers when it's cold, or can just be lying down on a yoga mat, on a sofa, however it is, just making sure that your body is comfortable. And I find it's easiest when your arms are relaxed by your side and not touching your body, and your feet are apart, not touching each other as well. I used to fall asleep a lot when I was lying down in meditation classes, and I have snored before, like woken myself up with a snore and woken the whole class up as well. So if you think you might fall asleep, maybe this one isn't for you, but I've got used to it now, and now I don't fall asleep anymore. Then there's loads of ways of meditating that you might have not thought of before. There's mindful walking, where you go for a walk and you use the mindfulness meditation techniques that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. There's also mindful movement or gentle yoga, where you're moving your body in time with your breath and using that as your focus for your meditation. Then there's also mindful eating or drinking. This is where you really make the effort to make yourself a snack or make yourself a nice hot drink, and you really focus on the process of making this food for yourself, and then you focus on the smell of it. You really take your time, the feel of it in your mouth, the feeling of swallowing it, and the feeling of it in your stomach. So with the mindful eating, walking and yoga, you're focusing on the activity that you're doing and the feeling of your body while you're doing that activity. So the feeling of your feet on the ground as you're walking, the feeling of moving your body in time with your breath if you're doing movement, and the feeling of the food and preparing the food or the drink if you're doing mindful eating. But you might be thinking, if you're doing a seated or a lying down meditation, you're not doing anything, so what are you going to be focusing on? I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that in meditation you just have to think of nothing and let your mind go completely blank, and that is a way to meditate, and probably when you're more advanced that might be the way you go. But when you're just beginning and when you're just getting used to it, there's loads of techniques you can use, especially when you don't have something to focus on within your body. One of the most common techniques that I've experienced is a body scan. So that is where you are taking your attention through your body, through all of the different parts. So you could start at your head, focus on your crown, focus on your face, focus on your jaw, and you are mentally scanning your body and just focusing on every single part of your body as you're doing this. And when I'm doing this, I like to imagine a big warm pair of hands is like touching all the different parts of the body that are going down, and that helps me keep my focus. You can just focus on your breath, on the feeling of breathing in and out, not trying to control your breathing or slow it down or anything, just letting yourself breathe naturally and focusing on the feeling of your chest rising and falling, of the air going in and out of your nose. And to help you keep focus on this, you could count your breaths, like count in and out up to 10 and then back down to 1 and then back up to 10. That is a good way of keeping focus on your breath if you're struggling. You can also focus on a feeling. So you might have heard of loving kindness meditation. That is where you focus on feeling love and kindness towards different people, and there's there's different routines of people that you can go through, but you usually start with yourself. So you just feel that love and kindness towards yourself and like you focus on that feeling and then you project it towards different people. Or there's gratitude, where you just focus on feeling super grateful for your life and for everything, and that is your focus while the rest of your body is relaxed. And there's also affirmations, which I've used before as well, and I do actually find these really useful, which is where you'd either say to yourself positive affirmations, like I use these quite often for job interviews, so I'd have affirmations that's like, I deserve this job is the right one for me, I feel confident, I'm gonna smash this interview, all of this kind of stuff, this positive self-talk. And it's always in the present tense because then you're more likely to believe it. So again, you can either say this to yourself in your head, or you can listen to a recording or a video or something of someone else saying these affirmations to you while you meditate. So within all of these techniques, especially when you're first starting out, you will get distracted. It's natural. Our brain wants to wander, especially when our brains are used to being busy all the time. It is quite hard to switch off. So within meditation, the way to kind of bring your attention back is called noting. So this is when you notice that your mind has wandered, you're thinking about something else, you're thinking about what you're going to have for tea later, and you notice there's a thought, I'm distracted, I've thought of something, and you gently brush it away. You don't accuse yourself, you don't get angry at yourself for messing up or anything like that. There's no feeling attached to noticing that you've been distracted, so you just notice it, brush it away, and bring yourself back to whatever you're focusing on. So like I said, with all of these techniques, with the body scan, with focusing on the breath, you can do this yourself and just guide yourself through it, or especially when you're first starting, and I still do this, it's easier to do it guided. So you can either use an app, I use Headspace personally, but there are others like Calm, or there are a load of videos on YouTube for free where there are guided meditations, guided body scans for different lengths of time. So you can start nice and short and get used to it, get into a routine, then you can lengthen that amount of time when your attention span gets longer. My biggest piece of advice is to try and get into a routine with this, which is what I'm trying to do currently. So sometimes I'll meditate before bed, sometimes I'll do it on a walk, sometimes I'll just do it during the day, but I'm trying to get into a routine of it so that your mind knows when you're about to meditate and you can kind of prepare for it. So maybe you do this on your lunch break for 5 minutes, maybe you do it for 5 minutes in the morning, or maybe you do it just before bed like I do. It's easy to find those little pockets of time where you would have been scrolling on your phone, you would have been just waiting for something, you would have been wasting time, or even if you need to get up a couple of minutes earlier to make the time for this. It is important though to take the time for yourself and get into a routine of it so it just becomes like a habit for you. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. Let me know if there is any other ways of meditating that you like to do that I've not mentioned. Maybe I've not tried them and they might be the one for me. I'll give them a go. Also, let me know where you are on your meditation practice journey, all of that. Are you just thinking about doing it? Are you wanting to get into it more, or have you been doing it for years and you're like a pro? Let me know in the comments. I hope this has been helpful and can help you try some different ways of meditating. Even if you tried one way before and you just didn't get on with it, try a different way and maybe that way will be the one for you. And I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.